Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name's Carter. I'm joined by Nate. Are your lights on in the background there?
Yeah, they are. It's
Okay.
just the light is actually coming through my window for once
Gotcha.
because we are coming into the summer months. So 8 o'clock is like local time is not actually dark anymore. So
yeah, it's weird. Like I was just kind of like chilling in the living room because I was like, oh, like I knew I had to do the podcast tonight, but I was like, oh, like I still got lots of time. Look at how light out it is. And
yeah,
I looked
right.
and it was like 7:30, and I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, whoops, my bad.
Yeah.
Also, I love how we unintentionally matched today.
Yeah, right. Looks good. I was gonna wear my my TQR hat as well, but then I was like, you know what, that might be a little much, and I'm glad I didn't, because then it would be like logo in the top corner up here, hat, your hat, and then my shirt, your
all
shirt.
all the branding.
Just replace our faces with Quack Report logos.
Yeah, exactly. So Carter and I are each wearing the vintage tee. I got the black. Carter's got it in the charcoal gray, I believe.
Yeah,
what it's called. And if you want to match with us, you can go to tqrshop.myspreadshop.com and pick yourself up some merch because it's awesome. And why the quack not?
Yeah.
Also, currently it looks like because we are doing the store through Spreadshop, they are currently offering free standard shipping, it says, for the next 6 days. So
nice.
Get on that. Yeah.
That's a good time.
Free shipping is always the best thing.
I love it. I honestly hate like shipping costs. Like I know that it's a thing and I know where the money goes to, but like I'll go online and I'll like, fill up my cart with like things that I want. And it's like the order's like, and like might be like $50, we'll say.
Yeah.
And then the shipping is like 10. And I'm like, $10 for shipping. Are you kidding me? And it's like, does it matter if I pay $50 or $60? No, but I'm like $10 just to have it delivered to me. Like, there's no way I could go out and get this stuff for like basically nothing. And I mean, with gas nowadays, it's probably like $5 to drive to the mall and back. But
basically,
I hate shipping. And anytime someone offers free shipping, even if I need something that's like $20 and like their free shipping limit is 50, I'm like, you know what? I could spend $30 and. Like,
I can spend a little bit more and get
exactly. And like the shipping might only be $5, so it'd be like $25 for like the thing I need, but I'll go out of my way to spend another $30 just so I don't have to pay shipping.
No, the worst is not even just shipping costs in general, but it's when the shipping cost is more than the actual cost of the item that you're buying.
Yeah.
That's brutal. So
yeah, that's an instant turn off for me.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
But the nice part about the job that I guess I started now finally on Friday, I can just kind of wear my normal clothes. So like I straight up wore not the hat, but I wore Quack Report stuff to work today and everything like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I can represent just whenever now. So
yeah,
I love
it. That's good.
So
yeah, how's your week been? I guess since what's today? Wednesday. So yeah, since Sunday.
Yeah, since Sunday
when we last recorded.
Yeah, it's been good. I've just been enjoying my job. I guess I haven't really said to the show or that, but the position that I got, I'm not gonna say where I'm working offhand, but I got the job of social media manager, which is really in thanks to doing this show and running those socials, to be honest with you, and administrative assistant as well. So it's a lot of like emails and stuff like that, but they're really allowing me they're taking some of the assistant stuff off my plate actually, so that I can focus more on the social media stuff. And so I'm just really happy that like today I was able to like develop an entire plan for the summer and everything like that, and even going into the off season of this museum that I work at. And I'm really excited for it. So it's been good. So
yeah, you sent me. I think it was over Snapchat, like your like fancy bar, like signature bar for your.
Oh yeah,
your
email. I got my own signature with it that says administrative assistant / social media admin, and I'm like, yeah. It like looks like a business card. Like my signature is literally just like my name, so that I don't have to type it at the end of an email and look stupid when I type it wrong because I just like type it so fast. But you got like a legit like I want to say letterhead, but that's like the fancy stuff you put at the top of like a piece of paper. So like I don't know, footer, signature. I don't know actually know what it's called. I think it's a signature.
Is it signature?
So.
Yeah.
But it was like one of the board members of the museum that I work at now had come in. So I've met a couple of the board members now, and the ones like had said, because our director was like, yeah, he worked gift shop last year, and the one said, oh, that's quite the promotion. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
It's you're basically Oscar Isaac from Moon Knight. You go from gift shop like attendant at a museum to like saver of the universe.
I mean, it's not quite that far, but sure, we'll go with that. I'll go with that. So
yeah, you're like Moon Knight light. You're like moon light. We'll call
sunset?
it. Yeah,
I'm Twilight.
Yeah, you're basically Twilight.
Oh man, and then somebody's gonna make a fanfic about it, and it's gonna get turned into another book series, and then it gets turned into movies. So
yeah,
if you don't know what I mean, like that was the 50 Shades of Grey stuff. Is actually like I think it was actually like a fan fiction of Twilight.
Oh, really?
It became its own thing. Yeah. So
I know nothing about 50 Shades of Grey. So is there like vampires and werewolves in it, or is it just like?
No, it is normal people. God, I can't believe we're talking about this.
You brought it up.
I haven't read the books, and I've been forced to watch the movies by my girlfriend. And I feel like a lot of girlfriends, like a lot of like boyfriends, have been forced to watch it by their girlfriends and that kind of thing. But yeah, there's no vampires or anything like that, unfortunately. So
it's literally just like soft porn.
Pretty much for the and that's only for like the first one. Everything else, then it becomes like kind of like a thriller in a way, and it's like, okay, we completely took a left turn here.
Okay, now you're kind of selling me on it. So
okay, then go watch it. I guess I don't know. My girlfriend's got the DVDs
I?
if you want to rent, if you want to borrow them.
Should I? Like, is it actually good? Like, should I watch it or?
You can talk to her about that. I don't know. They're all right.
Okay,
I guess so. I don't know.
Because without getting too personal, if it's very story driven, I'm not interested. But if there's just a lot of like suggestive themes, then I could be interested.
A little bit. Like I said, the other two become a bit more thrillers. Like there's some cool car stuff and whatnot, because the one, like the guy is like super rich. So
like car stuff as in like car sex, or car stuff as in like car chase?
Car chase.
Okay.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I literally know nothing about them. So
I don't know. I just kind of was focusing, but not at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you want to have a better idea for yourself personally, yeah, go talk to my girlfriend after we're done recording here.
Okay.
After we're done this show.
Sounds good. Well, maybe we can make that a Quack Report Unplugged for the off season, because I don't even remember.
I'm vetoing that. I'm vetoing that.
Okay,
I'm not doing 50 Shades of Grey.
What about 50 Shades of Orange?
So Orange is the New Black?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You've watched a lot more of that than I have, but
yeah. I don't remember when I stopped, but I haven't seen the last season. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we have like a whole list of like movies that we were like, oh, we should do that for the off season, and I remember absolutely none of them. I
remember we had Scooby Doo. We still haven't done Slapshot yet.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen those.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we're gonna have more time. Like, there's like been some Marvel stuff that's come out now, and there'll be some more Star Wars stuff. I'm super hyped for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, what's that? 2 weeks ish?
Yeah, I think so.
2 and a bit. Yeah.
I am so excited for that, man. You have no idea. So,
oh no, I do.
Yeah. I'm so excited for that. So excited for that.
Yeah. Like, even personally, we haven't talked about Doctor Strange yet. So
no, we haven't. You're right.
So we'll maybe have to cut this episode short and discuss that afterwards. But yeah, I think we'll have an episode.
So that's been the Quack Report. Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
But
well, we do have Ducks news here.
Of course, it's in the off season when we actually get like a bunch of news coming at us, right? Like,
yeah, right.
Well, we had like 2 or 3 stories for Sunday. We got 3 stories today as well, and it's like, why can't we have this in the regular season? Right?
Yeah, right.
Like we straight up had multiple episodes that are just like, yeah, there's no news otherwise, so we're just gonna go to the next thing.
Yeah, there was like a good 3-week span where I'm pretty sure we could have just put out the same episode and nobody would have noticed because it's like, oh,
Right, 'cause,
Ducks lost, this happened, this is why. Look at this shot map, and see you later, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the shot map. Dallas Eakins sucks. The defense is not playing great for a
Trevor
while.
Zegras is a god.
Yeah, Trevor Zegras is a god, and same with Troy Terry, and that line with Milano needs to get put together. And there's no news. All right.
Yeah.
So,
And
that was a while.
Yeah, and something's wrong with John Gibson. That was like another one that.
Yeah.
In that, I feel like it was like 3 weeks, and then now it's like everything's like happening all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I guess let's get into it because I'm excited to get into some of this news here.
Yeah. Well, the Ducks just keep losing. Unfortunately, we did not win the first overall pick. Then again, I think we had 3.5% chance to do
Something
it.
like
so
that. Yeah.
whatever, that's fine. We're still in the top 10. I'll take that. It's gonna be
it's good.
From what I know, at least, it's gonna be a pretty decent draft. So
from what I've been told, yeah.
So we can hopefully get something good in there.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll really get too much into like the picks that we could potentially.
Yeah,
take.
not yet,
because I mean. Has Bob McKenzie put out his master list? His idiot's guide to the 2022 NHL entry draft.
You know what? Let me double check actually.
Because I always wait for that, kind of once all the hockey is wrapped up, like all the junior and overseas leagues have ended, and you kind of know where everybody stands. That's kind of when I start to pay attention, and be like, okay, like who is actually like a real possibility to be drafted here.
Yeah, I love when I search Bob McKenzie now. The first things that pop up are actually Bobby Margarito.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Draft Center. Here we go. TSN Bob McKenzie, top 32 from Elite Prospects. Yeah, so it is here. Yeah,
okay.
So
nice. Yeah. I guess he kind of updates it throughout the year.
Yeah,
to some extent. So
if everything were to go like just as he has it ordered right now, the Anaheim Ducks would be looking at Connor Geekie from the Winnipeg Ice of the WHL. 63 games played this year, 24 goals, 70 points on the season.
Well, I like him already because his name is Connor, and anytime a Connor enters the league, he's going to be good.
Only one N though. So that just makes him more superior, I think.
Isn't that? Yeah, you only need one. Isn't that how Conor McGregor spells his name? Is it with one N?
I think so.
Let me do a quick Google search. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna basically get Conor McGregor.
Let's go. 49 penalty minutes this year, so maybe.
Yeah. Does he have any relation to Morgan Geekie? With I guess he's in Seattle now.
I'm not sure. Let me take a look here.
Okay. If it's on Elite Prospects, they're usually the go-to place for siblings.
No.
No, just.
Sorry. Who did you say again?
Morgan Geekie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Morgan Geekie and nice. Noah Geekie. Yep.
And Noah. Oh, so we got a whole Stahl brothers worth of them.
Yeah.
Is Noah older or is he the youngest? Because I haven't heard. 21. So he's like.
Yeah, he's currently playing in it looks like the Manitoba Junior Hockey League.
That was 16-17 though. It was like the last.
Oh, true. Okay,
stat.
so
and he's 21. Oh, it says here retired.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So okay. Never mind then. Yeah. Let's. I just want to take a look at Morgan Geekie's stats here and compare to kind of where he was at.
Yeah, sure.
When was his draft year? 2017. So that last season in the WHL with the Tri-City Americans, 90 points in 72 games. So, and you said his brother was what, about 50 points, 60 points?
Connor Geekie was 70 points in 70. 63.
Oh, okay. So I mean, just looking at the numbers and like purely just the points, looks to be comparable to his brother. And I mean, if he's projected 10th overall. Morgan Geekie was a third round pick, so I don't know how much of that is maybe name recognition for Connor, but I'm
not sure. I'm kind of wondering. I really have not been following or wasn't following the WHL a whole lot this year, and I kind of feel bad for it. I'm just gonna see where the Winnipeg Ice finished.
I think they were like first.
Standings.
I think they were first in their conference. Oh no, yeah, because they're in a different conference than Edmonton, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think they did pretty good, anyways.
This season they finished. Oh, it actually doesn't say.
Oh,
At least on elite prospects. Yeah.
oh, weird.
I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah. I mean, looks all right from a quick glance. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll get into a lot more draft stuff kind of in the future leading up to it, or that I think
hmm
for the next couple of weeks is going to be obviously a bit more playoff focused and that sort of thing. So,
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because the draft is July. No, no, it's June, isn't it?
I believe it's the end of June. It is. Oh no, July 7th and 8th.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I feel like we went through this like last week.
We did. Yeah, I think we did.
July 7th and 8th. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, we'll have like a week or like a month before we can really get into it. Probably
Yeah.
because then like all the hockey will kind of be wrapped up and we'll be strapped for content. So,
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, in Montreal this year, it's being held with the Montreal Canadiens holding the first overall pick. What a fall from grace for the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, you're in the Stanley Cup final less than a year later. Yeah, you're getting the first overall pick. Like, I'm sure if you were to tell anybody that before, like during that playoff run last year, everyone would have been like, what are you on? Right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
like no team goes from being in the finals to the first overall pick in this like less than a year, right?
Unless
Like
you're the
that,
Montreal Canadiens.
unless you're the Montreal
Yeah.
Canadiens this year, apparently. So,
But I mean, to be fair, like they didn't have Price all year. They didn't have Shea Weber all year.
yeah, they were missing a lot of
Yeah.
pieces.
Cole Caulfield was having an awful season until Martin St. Louis came in.
And-
Kotkaniemi got offer
Yeah.
sheeted. They lost Philip Deneau in free agency. Like those
Yeah.
were like 5 key pieces. for
Well,
them.
and who was the coach at the start of the season? Dominic Ducharme, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
He just didn't feel like a good fit, honestly, as like a head coach for that team. It just
Mhm.
I don't know. I was seeing a lot of doubt, like once it was announced that he was gonna like take on it as like the full-time head coach. He had the interim tag removed.
Yeah.
I was seeing a lot of doubt, and yeah, sure enough. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ducks getting that 10th overall pick, which is good. I mean, any first round pick can turn into a good player, but obviously the higher the better, right? So
yeah.
I think according to Verbeek's plan too, like we really only just need a few more pieces over the next few years, and this kid's probably not going to come in as an 18-year-old, whoever we draft, and just light it up, but he'll be that piece we can add in a few years to kind of push us over the edge. Presumably, if he pans out. Obviously there's no guarantee, but generally that's what later first overall picks do, like kind of outside the top 3, I would say, is they take 3 to 4 years to develop, and then you're making a playoff push, which the Anaheim Ducks will probably do in 3 to 4 years, and then boom, you got like this highly skilled player that costs you less than $1 million just lighting it up for you.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that 10th overall pick, now we will have Boston's pick for the first round. So we just have to kind of wait it out and see at this point. I still think Carolina's taking that series. So, once the first round is done, we'll have a lot better of idea of when that second pick is going to be for the Anaheim Ducks. We have another 2 in the second round, our own as well as Pittsburgh's. We're missing our third round pick, which was traded last summer. It looks like I'm just pulling this up here on Cap Friendly. Oh yeah, Montreal got our third round pick last year, and we took the third round pick Montreal has our pick for this year. We took the third round pick from last year.
Okay.
And I think we subsequently traded that because it's showing Chicago at number 76 with Tyson Hins.
Okay. I don't know what that
we have our own
been a part of.
Yeah, we have our own 4th. We have our own 5th as well as Toronto's. We don't have our own 6th, but we have Nashville's, and then no 7th round pick. So
that's fine. Yeah, we're I think we're in a good place going into this draft. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because we still have what 2, 4, 6, 8 picks in a 7-round draft. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you already mentioned the Montreal Canadiens got that first overall pick. New Jersey moved up from I believe they were 5th last in the league. They moved up to 2nd. So yeah, they're gonna get another good piece and probably just continue to be mediocre for the next 4 or 5 years. But
man, I want New Jersey to do well. To be honest with you,
yeah,
as a team that like is deserving of the turnaround at this point. I feel
absolutely.
like,
Yeah, they're kind of in the same boat as Buffalo for me, where it's like,
yeah, they
both
just
have like a good.
They
time?
need to be competitive again, 100%.
I think they're really only a few pieces away. Like their forward core is scary, but their defense it leaves something to be desired. They haven't had a good goalie since, prime Corey Schneider, I would say. Well, actually, I would say they haven't even really had a good goalie since Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, you could argue that.
So like they just need to go out and get a goalie. They need to stock up on defense, and then they're going to be terrifying. But they're just not. They just don't have it yet, and
yeah,
I don't know why it is. Maybe because if people want to go to that area of the United States, they're like, oh, how about the Rangers? Maybe that's it. I really don't know.
That could be it. So
yeah.
Where did like I said, I hadn't actually really seen like the draft order that. Where is Seattle? Because they finished 3rd last, so they're outside that top 3.
Yeah,
if anybody's a little upset, it might be them.
Yeah, they got bumped to 4th with New Jersey bumping up to them, or bumping up to 2nd. So it just pushed them down a spot.
So does Philly have 5th then as well?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's basically the reverse standings order, except take New Jersey and just slot them in 2nd.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing changed. So
yeah. If you're Arizona, you're kind of going like, okay, sweet, we still got a top 3 pick, but also like because presumably at least, unless Montreal really throws everybody for a curveball here, Shane Wright's going first, right? So in actuality, whoever has that 2nd pick, I feel like has the first actual pick, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But now you're really playing like, okay, we got to figure out who they might take. And we have our list of who we want and that kind of thing. So
yeah, I don't know if you've listened to 32 Thoughts yet today, the episode that came out Wednesday morning.
Maybe. Let me double check.
You don't remember?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is they talked, I think, kind of at the end of it. Jeff Merrick had brought up like, if you're Arizona, do you say to Montreal like, give me your 1st round pick, like let's basically swap picks, and like as a sweetener for you to move down 2 spots, we'll also give you the 1st round pick for next year, which is another shot at Connor Bedard basically. And Elliot was immediately like, no fucking way, Montreal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you risking giving up Connor Bedard? Because let's be honest, Arizona's probably still fighting for him next year too.
Yeah, right. Like who would you rather have if you're Arizona? Shane Wright or Connor Bedard?
Now watch them get neither.
Yeah.
And everybody just laugh at them because you're unfortunately being managed very poorly.
Yeah. Actually on the live stream last the watch along I did last night, Ali brought up as an intermission question, like what are some hockey conspiracy theories? And I immediately jumped to like that the draft lottery is rigged. And oh boy, did that set the chat into a frenzy.
I could imagine.
Yeah. So if you're Gary Bettman and you rig this draft, like you really don't have a problem just like tossing Shane Wright to Montreal, right? And like, oh, let's give New Jersey another 2nd. And then because it would look kind of sus if Arizona got Shane Wright and Connor Bedard, right? So next year, let's still give them a top 3 pick, and number 3, sure, why not? And then like they're still going to be trash anyways. And then next year, you give them Connor Bedard, no matter where they finish in the standings. They could be fucking on the cusp of a playoff spot, 16th or 16th worst, or I guess 17th. Sorry, in the league standings. And then they, with their like 0.5% chance, would jump up. Like I could see that. Gary Bettman doing that.
Oh man, you're talking about like the draft conspiracy and everything like that. And there was the clip of the top 3 being decided, And Gary Bettman seems a little surprised that Montreal gets number 1 for some reason.
Oh, really?
It seems like it. And right away, like, people are going like, oh, did he maybe try to rig it in favor of Arizona and Montreal happened to still win? So he's surprised by that? Or what? Like, what's maybe going on here? So
Yeah.
I still think that the draft needs to be done like live with people in the audience and whatnot to like guarantee that it's live almost.
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't it? Why doesn't it happen that way? Like, is it too much
don't know.
Is it too much to just slap an NHL logo on like one of those, Wheel of Fortune style spinny wheels and just get like Bill Daly to go like and then and then just show it live on air? Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, I have no idea. So, though, to put it on a wheel, you would definitely have to meticulously like measure out like the equivalent of 3.5% for the Anaheim Ducks kind of deal.
Dude,
right?
Dude, I could do it in literally 10 minutes. Like, you just go into Excel, you make a pie chart. Everybody knows how to make a pie chart in Excel. Well, maybe not everybody, but
I got to remind myself.
Yeah, you can figure it out. It's really not hard.
Oh yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah, but fuck, it's probably out there. You could just Google like NHL draft lottery odds pie chart and like have it, then print it out on a giant poster, glue it to one of those spinny wheels that you buy off Amazon, and then boom, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it takes. 10 minutes.
Ugh.
Hell, you could even make it pretty. Just make it an afternoon project. Like, get some poor underpaid intern to, instead of run to Starbucks and get everybody coffee in the studio, just like, hey, slap this board together.
I do like though, like the bingo balls or whatever, like the ping pong balls. I do like that approach still to it, but I think they just all need to be like together and whatnot, and you're just like they're shooting up like kind of like how it is, but just done in front of a live audience, I think.
Yeah.
So, because it does feel a little sus sometimes. So
yeah, right. It's like what? Like why would you do it behind closed doors? Why?
I
don't get it.
I mean, they're kind of seemingly trying to rectify it a little bit. Call it the Edmonton rule of like you can't have like a top 5 pick, I think, or something like that in like more than 2 back-to-back years. I forget what the new rule is.
It's the other way around. You can't win the lottery, so move up to a first, second, or third spot more than 2 times in a 5-year span. Yeah. Which, and it doesn't count like your previous ones, so that's why New Jersey was able to win it this time, because they'd won the lottery like, I don't know, it feels like every year for like the last 5 years, but because it's like it was just instated last year.
I think it was leading into this season.
Was it into this season?
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, it doesn't count. But
well, in the last like top pick that New Jersey would have had would have been 2019. So that's 3 seasons ago at this point.
Oh, was that the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure at least. So, or like that's what I can remember. So
yeah, no, you're probably right. It just feels like they've won it a lot over the last few years. So
yeah, that's fair.
But
I mean, I guess they had Heischer just a few years before that, so it feels more. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Like it feels repetitive, but they've actually been fairly spaced out compared to, like I said, it's called the Edmonton rule because there was 3 or 4 first overall picks in 5 years.
4 in the span of 6. Yeah.
4. That feels a little sketch to me, but
yeah, but I mean, you look at how bad they were. It's really not a surprise. Like,
how do you stay that bad?
Because it's Edmonton.
Fair. Like I understand mismanagement and everything like that.
Yeah.
But like that just seemed a little rough. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're trying to say, oh yeah, it's not rigged, but I'm with you on that conspiracy. I still think it is kind of. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But because like okay, if you want to make an Anaheim comparison, yes, we only got bumped 1 time last year, but conveniently that Seattle gets the 2nd pick when they're supposed to, like when they're at the 3rd best odds, right? So not the California team. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Marcus,
Marcus is alive. Good, glad to see it.
Welcome, Marcus. let's move on to Zegras here, being nominated for the Calder Memorial Trophy.
As
To
we knew was going to
absolutely
happen.
to absolutely nobody's surprise.
Nobody's
the,
surprised.
the three nominees are Bunting, Seider, and Zegras.
Which, I mean, we were calling quite a while ago, I think.
Yeah,
Especially after like Raymond kind of dropped off. It was like, okay, these are going to be the three. So yeah, not really a surprise to anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Actually, we didn't even talk about the other ones either, like the Vezina and the Norris. I think are the other two that have been announced. But
Vezina was announced, yeah, which was Markstrom from Calgary,
Mhm.
Saros from Nashville, and Shesterkin obviously from the Rangers.
Yeah.
So and that one I feel like
again, that's no surprise for the nominees.
Yeah, yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, exactly. Talking about that one really quickly, it feels like that should just be Shesterkin's award.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of makes me question, you could give good arguments, I think, for everybody. Saros was on a team that wasn't maybe supposed to make the playoffs, and he really helped to get them there. And you saw what happened when he wasn't around. I get it. It's the Colorado Avalanche, but like at least have some kind of a fight in you, right?
Yeah.
And for Jacob Markstrom, he had 9 shutouts on the season, was one away from tying the franchise record for the Flames of 10, set by Mika Kiprusoff, I think in 2006, 2007. So like that's been standing for a long time. And let me just pull up Markstrom's numbers here specifically because they did look very good. But I can also see people saying, oh, he's behind a Daryl Sutter system, right? But
yeah,
this was a team that it took a bit to kind of like work well defensively even. So regular season. Here we go. Apply. Yeah, Jacob Markstrom, 37 wins, a 2.22 goals against, and a 922 save percentage.
Yeah, so very solid numbers too. If it was my decision to make out of those three, I would probably pick Shesterkin.
Yeah.
Just like we knew that Saros was good. We knew that Markstrom was good. We knew that Shesterkin was like decent, but we didn't know he was like this good.
That he was going to come out swinging like this. Yeah, Shesterkin with 36 wins on the season, 6 shutouts, a 935 save percentage, and a 207 goals against. And then I will pull up Saros's numbers here as well.
Yeah. I still think this one could go either way. Like there isn't, like maybe Shesterkin's the front runner, but there's not like a clear winner. Like if Markstrom or Saros won, I would be like, okay, yeah, they still had great seasons.
Yeah. Saros, 38 wins, 4 shutouts, a 918 save percentage, and a 264 goals against. He really dragged that team, I feel like, kicking and screaming to the postseason, just to unfortunately get hurt a couple of games before the postseason started and not able to do anything about it. So my just narrowing it down to 2, I feel like it's between Markstrom and Shesterkin, and to narrow it down even more, I feel like it should go to Shesterkin. Yeah, because realistically, like, yes, New York was doing a lot better, had a very quick turnaround of that, but they aren't maybe as high in the standings and that sort of thing as they are without him. So, and I mean, we're seeing in the playoffs right now what happens when he's not playing up to that level as well. So, though then again, though, the Rangers did just win tonight 5-3 over the Pittsburgh Penguins and have shortened the lead on Pittsburgh, but it is now 3-2 Pittsburgh after game 5. So that's an interesting series right now.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Norris candidates were announced. I believe it was Monday, and it's, to nobody's surprise, Victor Hedman, Cale Makar, and Roman Josi. Like, this year, there in all the ones that they've announced so far, there was 3 candidates, and everybody knows who they were. Like, in January, and now it's just like officially saying, okay, here they actually are.
Yeah, who's your pick for the Norris?
Oh God, this one to me is the closest out of all of the ones that we've talked about. I guess we haven't really talked about the Calder. We kind of jumped around. But when we get back to the Calder, this one is the closest, where this one could literally go either way. Like, I say you cut the trophy into thirds, and each one of them like deserves it, and for their own way. Like Victor Hedman has been Victor Hedman. Roman Josi fucking an insane amount of points for a defenseman. And then Cale Makar is like not only 23 years old or whatever it is, but like also like at the same level as like a veteran 30-year-old defenseman. Like a game changer at 23 years old as a defenseman. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm kind of talking myself into Cale Makar, I think, but I think like I said, you could make a case for all of those. So
yeah, my guy I'm leaning towards is Cale Makar. 77 games played this year, 86 points. But also, it's not supposed to be, you know, the defenseman who scores the most points, right? That's not the Norris. It's, you know, defenseman of the year. And yeah, I think Makar, you know, he was placed in a lot of different situations. He is that top guy now on that back end in Colorado at 23 years old, which is absolutely ridiculous here. I'm also just trying to pull up some of his stats here. I want to see like his like zone starts. I want to see what that's at here.
yeah. Like for this one, I would honestly have to dive into more advanced stats like you're kind of doing and see like, okay, what's like expected goals percentage when they're on and off the ice and like that kind of stuff.
Where are you, Keel? There we go. Okay, now where did the starts go? Where did they go? I just saw them. Pretty sure I just saw them. I'm not seeing them. Where'd they go? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I mean, this guy was definitely played everywhere and to a good percentage as well. 21.8% of his shifts started in the offensive zone, 19.3 in the neutral, and 17.6 in the defensive zone, with the remaining 41.2 just on the fly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, when you said that, I was like, well, what other zone is there? But yeah, on the fly, I guess. Yeah.
From what I can see, actually here, I can narrow this down to just defensemen so I don't get confused. Here we go. For defensive zone, the next player was Devin Taves at 16% of starts in the defensive zone. And then it drops to Josh Manson at 12% of the defensive zone. So Cale Makar, like he led in every zone for this team.
He was like the go-to guy.
He was the go-to guy to start. So, and he also had actually the least amount of shifts starting on the fly at 41.2%. The next lowest was Devin Taves at 52.8.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
I think that was his partner. If I'm
Devin Taves,
remembering correctly, I think they were D pairings.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Makar's my pick at least for this. So
yeah. Okay, now to actually get into the Calder because we sort of just breezed past it. Obviously, we want Zegras to win this, right? Like, like from a bias perspective, Zegras is the winner, but and it's really hard to be unbiased because we've seen the most. At least I've seen the most out of Zegras compared to Bunting and Seider. Like,
yeah.
In terms of like what I know about the player and what they've done and like what I've actually seen, it goes Zegras because I watched pretty much every game this season, and then Bunting, I saw a little bit more just in the highlights, and I had him on my fantasy teams at certain points throughout the year, so kind of followed what he was doing a little closer. And then I know next to nothing about what Moritz Seider has done besides that he has like changed the outlook for the Detroit Red Wings.
Okay, well, let me fill you in here a little bit because I do have stats for everybody, and I'm going to show you why. No, this is going to get a lot of Toronto fans upset. Why Bunting does not deserve it, and no, it's not because of his age. I got everything else here.
Damn,
so Seider played all 82 games this year, was a -9 on a team that really sucked this year, to be honest, right? 7 goals, 43 assists for 50 points in his rookie season as a defenseman. That's pretty good. A 0.61 points per game average. 20 of the 43 assists were primary assists, so just under half of them, but pretty close. But for defensemen, I also like to take a look at their zone starts, right? Like where they're trusted to be. He was at 12.3% in the offensive zone, 16.2 in the neutral, and 16.4 in the defensive end. So they do rely on him to be that actual defensive guy. There was one other stat here. I didn't write it down, but I want to read you the his shots blocked this year, because I kind of looked at that number and I said, are you serious about this? Where did that go here? Shots. Yeah, here, shots blocked. Take a guess. We'll play hot and cold here.
Okay.
Moritz Seider, shots blocked.
Okay. I know that like in the 250s is a lot for like that's kind of like the top blocks in the league. So I'm going to go somewhere around like 180.
Oh, you are very close, actually.
Am I? Okay. Yeah.
161 shots blocked.
Okay. Yeah. That's still good. That's like 2 a game-ish.
Danny DeKeyser is second on the Red Wings for shots blocked at 102.
Oh, damn.
Third is Philip Hronik with 81. Like literally Moritz, like between first and third for blocked shots, Moritz Seider like almost doubles Philip Hronik.
Yeah.
Now, that's insane.
Now, I don't sub to this theory, but a lot of people say that if you have a high amount of blocked shots, it means that your positioning is awful. I've kind of heard that argument before. What do you think about that? Like, I think the argument is kind of like for plus and minus, right? Like, if your block shots are somewhere in the middle, it's like, okay, sure. But if it's like super low, it's like, what are you doing? Block some more shots. And if it's like super high, then it's like, what are you doing? Like, have better positioning, like actually defending your man instead of just, skating around and being like, oh shit, I got a block,
See, there is that, but you can easily be in position and block shots, right?
Yeah.
Because you're in that lane, you're presumably within a certain amount of distance, you're fairly close, right? Because you're not going to be trying to block shots from like the top of the crease to the top of the hash marks, because that's your goalie's job at that point, right? You are playing up against those guys there, I feel like.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I was just curious if
I don't really buy into that it's you're out of position. I feel like it would be more you're out of position if you're picking up a whole lot of penalties in the defensive end. Right.
Yeah.
That's something I would look at for like out of position, but I don't think shots blocked is out of position. So having played behind multiple defenses and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Typically when I'm seeing shots blocked, it is guys in the right spot. So,
okay.
And like whether it's intentional or actually like accidentally getting hit by shots. So, which as a goalie, I also kind of go, why are you blocking shots? I paid thousands of dollars to wear this expensive gear that is specifically designed to block the puck, the ball, whatever.
Like I said, it's because we love you.
Yeah, exactly. So now, okay. So it's a little bit harder, obviously, to compare a defenseman and a forward. So my finalists, this one, I'm not going to be able to really give this guy maybe a little bit more, without sounding biased. You know me, though, I'm looking directly at the stats. I've seen like clips of everybody playing and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I'm just going to in between Zegras and Bunting, why Bunting doesn't deserve to win it. And again, it's not because of his age. Bunting, 23 goals, 40 assists for 63 points. That's pretty good. And a 0.79 point per game average. That's pretty good. 13.1% shooting percentage and expected goals of 25.2. And again, I'm looking at that because he is a forward. Compare that to Trevor Zegras, who played 4 less games, had the same amount of goals, 2 less assists. However, 21 of the 38 are primary assists, meaning he is the guy to give the dish in order to create an opportunity there.
Leading directly to the goal.
Yeah.
Like most times. Yeah.
Yeah. So 61 points in 75 games gives him a 0.81 point per game average, which I think we were talking about this. Like this was a couple months ago, and he maintained that, which is impressive in its own right.
Yeah.
12.7 on the shooting percentage. Again, though, he's a bit more of a passer. We know that. But his expected goals was only 16.7. And he got 23 actually, whereas Bunting had less.
Yeah.
So really, besides the actual like straight up stats of, oh yeah, he got 2 more assists than him, so that gave him 2 more points, and his shooting percentage is a little bit better, but by 0.4. Zegras outranks him in everything else, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
And you can see as well, I kind of look as well at who these guys were playing with. Bunting, primarily with Matthews and Marner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to discredit them. That's saying he's playing with really good players. And again, I've talked about before, like you have to have a high IQ and still a higher skill set in order to play with like guys like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not to discredit that. However, though, you take a look at Trevor Zegras, who, yes, he was playing with Troy Terry for a little bit, but for the most part, he made
Troy Terry Matthews, like those are
Troy
different.
Terry Matthews, and then you want to add Milano to that, right? Who really started to solidify himself finally in an NHL lineup this season, right?
Yeah.
Unless he was hurt. And then you have, Zegras getting put with guys like Derek Grant, right? Who are normally third line guys, right? So definitely maybe not the kind of guys that he should be normally playing with or that kind of thing. But he was able to still put up those kind of numbers. So
yeah,
I don't know. It for me, it's down to Zegras and Seider. It is a little bit harder to compare the two of those guys. Seider obviously is and is going to be a massive part of the Detroit Red Wings back end moving forward. But man, Zegras just really helped the Ducks this year for a solid chunk of the season, about say what, 3/4, 2/3 of the season, keeping them in a playoff spot. Right. Yeah. So he was a big contributor of that, and I believe finished second on the team in points as a rookie.
Yeah, and he beat
impressive. I understand this is a young team, but yeah. So
he beat Solani's, was it points record, like rookie points record, or was it rookie goals? I don't remember. No, I think it was rookie points.
It was Bobby Ryan's rookie points.
Bobby Ryan, right?
Yeah, not Teemu Solani's.
Yeah,
Teemu Solani had more goals in his rookie campaign with the Winnipeg Jets than Zegras had points.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've totally forgot his rookie season was with Winnipeg. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It was Bobby Ryan. So
yeah,
because we looked at that and then it was something stupid. He had like 70 or 80 points in like his rookie campaign with the Jets.
Teemu Solani?
Solani, yeah.
Let me.
Oh no, or am I thinking of? What was that other guy that played with the Jets, like the old ones? Dale Hawerchuk? Yeah, I think he was actually first on the list behind Solani.
Okay. Yeah, here we go with the Winnipeg Jets somehow playing 84 games in the 92-93 season. Interesting. Solani with 76 goals, 56 assists for 132 points.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Was Solani must have been traded to the Jets then.
No, he was originally a Jets player, and then he was traded to Anaheim in 95.
Then how the fuck did he play 84 games? Is that how long the season was back then?
I have no idea. Unless that's including... No, that's regular season. I have no idea.
NHL...
I genuinely have no idea. Because, there's nothing...
the season was 84 games long then.
Oh, okay. There you go.
When did they change it? We're gonna learn some stuff today.
All right.
When did the NHL make the season 82 games?
Yeah, either way, those Zegras, Seider, those should be the two guys that are debated. I don't think Bunting... You have to have 3 nominees. I don't think Bunting should be actually considered for this award. So
yes, I don't care enough to go back and look at it, but first of all, it was the 95-96 season that they made it 82 games.
So okay, so just a couple years later then.
Yeah. But yeah, somebody on Reddit for the when this thread got posted that these nominees were announced this morning, somebody said Michael Bunting literally just hit the the limits. You have to be under whatever the age is by
you're talking about ages.
Yeah, by September 15th of that year. His birthday was on September 17th, literally 2 days later.
Oh.
And then it was you can't have a certain amount of pro NHL games played. It was less than 25 in the prior season or something like that, and he played 23 or 24, and then it was in the last 2 seasons no more than a certain amount, and he missed that by like just a couple games too. So it's like literally everything. It's like this fucking close to him not being eligible. So
yeah,
he's without a doubt going to be the most experienced and oldest Calder nominee.
Yeah, and I was trying to stay away from the whole argument of, oh, he's older and that kind of thing, but you could also argue of like, if there was such a thing. Remember when you played, there was like the most improved award.
Yeah,
that would be fair for Michael Bunting for the year, right? Because he's a guy who, he had to pay some time in the minors and that sort of thing, and he got his chance, and it's worked out well for him. But that's like so many other NHL players, right? Compared to a guy like Zegras, who, yes, they have a young team, or even like Moritz Seider. They have young age of that, but they fought and proved that they were responsible enough and could be trusted enough to play for Zegras top 6 minutes and for Seider top pairing minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So, but
the other thing with that thread too is I scrolled through the comments just to kind of see what the general consensus was, and unfortunately Zegras didn't get a lot of love, and I think it's, I'll just chalk it up to East Coast bias. I
feel like it's
the general consensus of people, right?
I feel like it's a little bit of that on top of people aren't looking at the stats maybe the same way that we are. And again, I'm trying to be objective with it, right? Yeah. But it's, Bunting's got this and Bunting's got that, right? And Zegras, a lot of people feel like Zegras is just a highlight reel kind of guy, right? They're not looking at the actual points, how he's contributing to the team and whatnot. So
yeah, exactly. I think that's a big part too. But it was, from what I saw of people saying Michael Bunting, the vast majority of those people were Toronto Maple Leafs fans, or their flair was at least Toronto Maple Leafs.
Of course.
And then for Moritz Seider, I'd say it was probably 50-50 between Bunting and Seider. And then, like I said, Zegras not getting a ton of love. But for Seider, it was kind of everybody. Like, was saying, like, it wasn't just Detroit fans being like, oh yeah, like, let's go Seider. It was Leafs fans saying Bunting, Anaheim fans, and maybe highlight reel watchers saying Zegras, and then everybody else was saying Seider. So
yeah, and I'm not gonna be disappointed or anything like that if Seider wins it, right? I would be disappointed if it's Bunting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be disappointed if it's Seider though. So because he totally deserves it. Like I said, it's just for myself, it's hard to compare the two. Both like really contributed to their teams this year. The only way I would lean a little bit more to Zegras is, he helped his team make a bigger jump than Seider did for Detroit. So
yeah, exactly. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I think that's a good place to wrap up that conversation.
Nice.
So let's take a quick break here before we get to the rest of our discussion points.
And I did record DraftKings finally, so we can actually take a break.
Awesome. Yeah. So promo code THPN at DraftKings is what you can use. And here are some more words from, Nate about 2 hours ago.
Hockey fans, the pursuit for the Stanley Cup is on, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has an unbelievable offer for the most exciting playoffs in sports. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $100 in free bets no matter what, win or lose. Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday during playoffs? With DraftKings same-game parlays, you can do just that. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets, like which team will win, how many goals will be scored, and more. It's your shot at an even bigger payout. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, and best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use the promo code THPN, bet just $5 on any NHL team to win, and get $100 in free bets no matter what. Again, that's code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Now, I truly did that recording old school style, that there is no editing on my reading whatsoever.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very, very proud.
Because normally I'll just kind of like edit for like the spacing and that kind of thing. No, I just read it straight through.
Nice.
I was like, sweet, did it in one take, put it to the music and everything like that, and here we go.
So I have a joke for you.
Okay.
This was sent to me in the live chat of last night's watch along by Wingnut on YouTube.
Great user.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. So why do they say that Canadians are better than Germans at the game of hockey?
Oh God. I have no idea. Why are Canadians better at the game of hockey than Germans? Okay.
Yeah. Canadian people have their A game while Germans bring their worst. When I first pulled it up, I thought it was like a legit question, and then so I read it, and then I was like, "Oh God, that's awful." But I did a poor man's screenshot and took a photo of it on my phone, and then I had people giving me the commands for doing a screenshot on my computer, and I was like, "Just let me. I know how to do it. Just let me do it my way."
Oh man. Okay, you know what? I'll trade a bad joke for a bad joke with you.
Sure, go for it.
Because I've been so at my job we have lovely goats there.
Mm-hmm.
They're so much fun. So I've been searching up a lot of goat jokes or that for our social media page. Where do you find a legless goat?
Where do you find a legless goat? I don't know, on my kitchen table.
Right where you left it.
I knew that key would come in handy one day.
One day, yep.
Today is that day. Now we can replace it with something else.
Oh man. Oh, all right. I guess we got one more piece of news here, and
yeah,
man, we are already almost at an hour. Jesus.
Yeah, right. I actually didn't hear anything about this one, so I'll let you take the reins on it here.
Yeah, so this news came out maybe an hour actually before we started recording. So there's been some coaching changes in both Anaheim and San Diego. The biggest ones I think happening in San Diego, both or head coach Joel Bouchard, as well as assistants Daniel Jacob and Max Talbot, have all been relieved of their coaching duties.
Damn.
All three just joined prior to the season, and I was kind of curious about this. I don't know if it's, Pat Verbeek wanting certain guys there and whatnot, because these guys were only there for 1 year. Did they just squeak into the playoffs? Yes, but they still managed to get to the playoffs, right? Like, I don't know. This change is definitely took myself a little bit by surprise. Pat Verbeek was quoted as saying, "This was a tough year for everyone, and we feel a clean slate is needed in San Diego. These are extremely difficult decisions, but we are committed to returning to our winning ways in San Diego for our great fans. We wish Joel, Daniel, and Max the best of luck in the future." So yeah, a little curious there. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on if there's anything else that comes of that or any other reasons or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's a tough year for San Diego. That's understandable, but like they still made the playoffs. Guys still had progression and whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird, but I mean,
yeah,
we'll see.
So, and the other one was made with the big club themselves, the Ducks. Assistant coach Jeff Ward has not been fired. He has resigned on his own accord due to personal reasons. That's all that's really known for now. Pat Verbeek saying Jeff made a personal decision to leave the club. We have an important void on the Ducks coaching staff to fill, which we will do diligently this summer. We wish him all the best as well.
Yeah. Another shock, but I mean, if it's I would have been more shocked if it was a firing, but like when I saw like resign for personal reasons, I was like, okay, that's I guess makes sense.
Yeah. So
unfortunate, but and hopefully all the best to Jeff as well. But
hopefully everything's okay with family and whatnot with the Ward family. So they seem to be good people. So
yeah. So yeah, that's I think that's we really have to say on that. But
there's not a whole lot of information currently. So, but if more comes out, obviously we'll be sharing it on on Twitter and talking about it in future episodes. So
Yeah. Well, before we get into the Stanley Cup playoff discussion, because that's the big topic, I guess, these days in the NHL. Just want to bring something up here. So the LA Kings, as much as they suck and we hate them, did a pretty cool thing the other day. This is on their Twitter. It says, "It was an incredible honor to have Ben Stelter as our special guest last night. We're always rooting for you, Ben," with a heart emoji, and then "Go Kings Go," and hashtag Let's Go Oilers as well. And then they posted some pictures of, I don't even know the Kings mascot's name. Do you know?
I think it's Bailey.
Oh yes, yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, there's a picture of Bailey with Ben, and Ben's got his Mickey Mouse as well, and Bailey's holding a sign that says, "It's okay, you're not rooting for us, but Ben, we are rooting for you." Some adorable pictures there.
So being an Oilers fan yourself, I don't know if I mean, I feel like some people outside of Edmonton know the story of Ben, but if you want to dive into that a little bit more, just to kind of fill some people in here.
Yeah. So he's kind of become like the Oilers. Mascot's the wrong word, but like face, like not the face. I don't really know, but he's become a big part of the Oilers organization and like part of the team over the last few months. He's like, I think 4 or 5 years old, and he was diagnosed with brain cancer at some point in the recent history, and yeah, it's not looking great for Ben. They have stopped treatment for him, which is never a good sign, obviously. So yeah, very tough for the Stelter family, but they're trying to give him his best life. And so they've been going to tons of Oilers games. They were down in Disneyland. I think that was like his second time going there. I think the first time is where Mickey Mouse came from, and then he's been seen with it like this whole time. And then he was back down in Disneyland again for like kind of during games 1 and 2 of the series. And then he was at game 4 in LA. So that's why he was, there and with Bailey as well. So yeah, he's become an inspiration to a lot of people, both in the hockey world and with the Oilers. So
didn't the Oilers also, they did a specialty hockey card for him specifically, did they not?
Yeah. There's
they did a lot of cool things for him.
Yeah. With Upper Deck, they I guess have like a heroic inspirations set.
Oh, cool.
They just, it's, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, in my understanding, it's just like one that they when they feel like someone deserves one, like they just kind of give you one. So yeah, he got one of those, and McDavid revealed it to him, and it's a picture of him on the ice with McDavid at like an opening ceremony sort of thing. So yeah, pretty cool. He got like a big copy of it. They gave a bunch away out at the game. And then you can actually buy it through Upper Deck's ePack website. I think it's like $9 US or something like that. And all proceeds go to the Kids with Cancer Foundation. So,
cool.
So I actually just bought mine. I bought 2 of them for like just today, but I think it goes until Friday where you can buy them. And then they'll like send you a physical copy within like a couple months. So yeah, if you're a hockey card collector out there, Upper Deck ePack has them for
for a really good cost too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, if you are looking for them, don't buy them like on eBay, because there's a lot of people upselling them. So
I was seeing that, and I'm just like, man, how much of a low life do you have to be to take like someone's misfortune and try to profit off of it? Like,
yeah, right. Like the only way I could see it is if like you're not really a collector, but you're at the game and you're like, $100 gets you the card, but I'll donate it all to like the charity. Like that's the only.
Yeah, that's a little that's a little different, but
yeah, but I don't. There's people that aren't doing that, right?
No, yeah, exactly. Majority probably aren't. Which, if you're listening to this and you are one of those people who likes to do that kind of stuff, you fucking suck.
Yeah, right.
Like there's no buttery way to put it, or that you suck. You suck as a human being. So
yeah, exactly. And just to say, because I did say that earlier, I bought 2. One is for me, and the second one is going to be a gift. So I'm not like buying one for me and then going to like try and upsell the second one before people start calling me a piece of shit. But yeah, I just wanted to say this was a really classy move by the Kings organization, because some things are bigger than hockey. Like I said, as much as I really dislike the Kings these days, being an Oilers and a Ducks fan, classy move with Ben there. So that is this week deserving, in my opinion, of this week's a big energy move.
Yeah, and okay, so we'll give that one to the Kings, and we'll give the last two to Ben himself.
A big energy move. A big energy move.
There we go. We are wishing all the best to Ben and his family, of course, in these hard times. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, from a very sad note to
a little bit of a hard right.
Yeah, for sure. Let's discuss the recent happenings of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, which I think the big one is the first elimination of round one this year.
Yeah, the Nashville Predators have officially been eliminated. I know we were kind of talking about it a little bit before, more talking about UC Saros and kind of the collapse of the Nashville Predators after he suffered I believe a high ankle sprain heading into the playoffs there. But Nashville done a 5-3 loss to the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 4, the only sweep of round one. So which is not something you want to see, obviously, if you're a Nashville fan or that. One thing that I was kind of taking from this, and it wasn't even necessarily to do like directly with the game itself, but also it was Nashville. They put out a thing, which like I do understand. You want as many of your fans there or whatnot, but they regionally restricted who could buy tickets, primarily to keep out Colorado fans. And I think that's bullshit.
I don't even think they had a full arena, did they?
Probably not.
So isn't
from
selling to
like,
Colorado fans better than not selling at all?
Well, it sounds like this is not the first time they've done it either. There was a couple of years ago when they were playing Chicago in the playoffs, and they did the same thing as well. They restricted it from Illinois buyers and whatnot. So
damn,
it's like I don't think that's great. Like, I understand you want to fill the building, obviously, with as many of your fans as possible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, from a money-making standpoint, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you limit your potential buyers?
Yeah, right.
Right. So,
yeah. And like, people want to go. Honestly, part of the fun is like being there with fans from the other perspective. Like the Battle of Albertas that we've gone to, it's pretty much always 50-50.
Yeah, those have been so much fun to do. And like I get it. Some of them definitely get a little rowdy. I mean, we saw a video from a Battle of Alberta this year of two guys like fighting on the concourse.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, though, a lot of fans are pretty good with each other, right? You have playful banter and whatnot. And I mean, like we even had it this year when we went to that Oilers Rangers game. I wore a Rangers jersey, right? Because I'm not fucking wearing an Oilers one. And so like, I was talking back and forth with the guy sitting behind me, and then eventually it came up. I was just like, I'm just not an Oilers fan, so I wanted to wear a Rangers jersey. And he's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like we're just like having fun with it and everything like that too. So, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me, at least, to limit yourself to that. Like, I get you want your own fans to be there, but like that just doesn't seem right. It's kind of like who was it that they were like telling fans of the other team who had bought tickets actually to leave? I feel like it was Washington or Tampa. One of them was doing it. It was an Eastern team. I think it was Tampa.
I think it was Tampa too.
Yeah. Like, just don't do that. From an organizational standpoint, don't be an asshole, right? Like, come on.
I think behind that story, I feel like it was like the people from that they were asking to leave that were from the other team. I think it was in the lower bowl, and they wanted to make it look like the lower bowl was full of fans from that team. Right?
They paid the money for those tickets. Leave them alone.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but
yeah, I don't agree with that either. But yeah, but yeah, Nashville out to nobody's surprise in 4 games. So
karma.
Colorado moving on, faced the winner of St. Louis and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Sounds like Kemper's going to be okay and potential. From what I've heard, going to be back for round 2 after taking a stick to the eye.
Yeah, that was a discussion with the Cat Eyes on Monday's 32 Thoughts. That was interesting to me, obviously being a goalie or that. I've never tried a Cat Eye mask personally. But something I tweeted out earlier today actually was like I was listening to it, like obviously with the discussion and whatnot. And because the whole reason of like NHL goalies wanting to wear the cat eye is a visibility thing, and they're kind of willing to take the risk weirdly for their eyes of wearing that mask, right? We've seen pucks get wedged in there and sticks occasionally and whatnot. Like it doesn't happen very often, but it feels like it's happened enough that it's like this is maybe a little bit of a concern here.
It's happened to Kemper twice.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like getting struck by lightning twice. It doesn't happen too often, and it happened to Kemper twice, and that's a little concerning. So
yeah.
But so one thing I put out though, there is I don't know if it's really legal either, but it's definitely less illegal. It's called a cheater cage. And you know what? I'll try to pull up a picture of it right now, actually, because
sure.
A notable NHL goalie to wear it that I could recall was Tim Thomas, actually.
Okay.
So it's very similar to, like your junior minor, like straight bar cage that you see. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Just let me pull. Oh, Jesus. Why did that make that? It's like a 3,000 pixel image, and then it made it like 200 pixels. And it's like, no, that's not what I was looking for. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let me pull this up here. Chrome tab. Yeah, here we go. So this is a cheater cage. So it is a straight bar cage, but it doesn't. It's similar to a cat eye where it just has the one bar going down the middle.
Yeah.
But you're not getting a stick through that unless it's like the butt end. You're definitely not getting a puck into it.
No. Yeah.
So I feel like it's goalies worried about visibility, and it's the NHL for the longest time fighting with them over safety, right?
Yeah.
And this is kind of the one thing that the NHL has been like reluctantly like, oh, okay, like fine if you really are fighting that hard against it. I feel like this is the solution though, almost to both sides, right? Like it's a bit more safe than the cat eye, and it still allows that visibility. I've seen it a few times with hockey. I see it a lot more actually in lacrosse. There's a lot of NLL goalies that will wear the cheater cage, and it's something that when I have like some spare change to throw around or that I'd like to get one for myself actually. But I have a buddy that has worn one as well, and he loves the visibility on it. But you're not getting a hockey puck or a lacrosse ball in there really. So
yeah.
And I mean, even lacrosse this year saw an issue with the cat eye cage because the ball will kind of morph as well as when it's thrown, right? Being vulcanized rubber, or Indian rubber, it's called. I'm sorry, not vulcanized rubber. That's hockey pucks. But it took a little bit of like a more of an oval shape, and it actually went through the cat eye.
Oh shit.
And the guy got hit in the face. And so, yeah, definitely a little bit of a scary moment there. And so I saw that and I was like, yeah, now I definitely understand why it's illegal for lacrosse, especially. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like realistically, cat eye cages aren't legal by like certification standards anywhere. So, but the NHL is a lot more loose on that kind of stuff of like enforcing it, right? So that's why the cat eyes are allowed. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so this was just the idea that I had of like, well, that feels like a good solution at least, right? It balances both sides. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, not perfect because you could get the butt end through still, but at least it's not like the tip of the stick that most
exactly
players are waving around.
And typically the butt end is being held by someone's hand, right? So
yeah, exactly.
It's a lot less likely. So
yeah. We talked about St. Louis and Minnesota being one of those two to be the next up to face Colorado. St. Louis currently leads that series 3-2, if I remember correctly.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, with a 5-2 win last night over the Minnesota Wild. But I still think that series is far from over. I think it's still going to go 7 games. It's been very back and forth all series long. Yeah, Blues, Wild, Blues, Blues. Probably Wild again. And then game 7 is anybody's, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
would be my hope. So, and tracking still saying tomorrow I get my Minnesota Fleury jersey, so that'd be cool to have that to watch that game 6. So
Yeah, exactly. Besides that, I don't really have anything else to say about that series.
yeah, just it's been a hard played series, and whoever gets out of that is gonna have to play hard again against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, for sure.
But if there's anybody to stop Colorado advancing, I feel like to the Stanley Cup Finals, even it's going to be one of those teams.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Moving on to the Pacific Division, just because it's we've kind of just been going in the order that it is in the app. So, Calgary Dallas, what's that game at? Because I'm assuming you would have it on.
That game is currently 1-0 Dallas. Somewhere.
Somewhere in the second, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, that's been another back and forth one. Somewhat surprisingly, but I mean, if anyone's paid attention to the Stars over the last few years, they're a solid defensive team. Maybe only one line offensively, which explains the lack of goals by them, but the solid defense maybe explains the lack of goals by Calgary as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of both. So I definitely got into it a bit more on the last episode. I'm not going to just retread what we talked about before, but
but
I guess tight series there. So.
Yeah, since the last episode though, the Flames kind of seemed to finally break through offensively, getting 4 goals, which was a series high because they got 1, then they got shut out, then 2, and then game 4 was 4 goals. Johnny Gaudreau got a goal, although it was a penalty shot. So he had. In my opinion, that's not really an offensive breakthrough. Like you got to just do whatever you want. Like if he was on the breakaway, I doubt he would have scored. In my opinion, I'm a certified Johnny Gaudreau hater though. So like
breakaways and penalty shots are not normally Gaudreau's forte. I'll just say that. So I was like not looking at that actually when it happened. So I was very happy to hear like, oh, he scores, and I'm like, yeah, wait. That game was very much just. I feel like I've learned after this game for sure now, do not doubt Daryl Sutter. I still do just a little bit in certain areas. There's some things that I don't like, just like from the fan perspective. But I straight up looked at, okay, the Flames are running 11 forwards, 7 defensemen in a series that they are down and are struggling to score. I'm like, that feels counterintuitive because the defense has been good. Right. Yeah. It's been just low scoring otherwise. I was like, this feels counterintuitive to me. Sure enough, they go out and win a game 4-2. And I'm just like, okay, what the fuck do I know then?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's really what I got to say about that series there. So
yeah. Okay. Edmonton and LA.
LA just played they got back to playing their game, I think, in game 4.
I mean, yeah,
that's pretty much it. Yeah. So they played shutdown hockey with Kopitar and Danault, and
yeah, they did the same thing in game 5 as well. That was going to be a 4-2 game until
game 5. My bad.
No, you were right in game 4 too, as well.
Oh, okay.
The 4-0 game, I would say. But yeah, game 5, like it was a 4-2 game until McDavid and Draisaitl decided to pop off. I think that was the first time that Jay Woodcroft actually put those two together, like for an extended period of time at 5-on-5, because nobody else was clicking offensively. And even those guys, like they didn't show up for the first period. Like it was abysmal. And then they eventually just figured it out over the course of the game. They were like one of the only 2 guys going. So, okay, let's load them up because otherwise nothing happens. They ended up tying the game, and then I wanted to die. So
I get that.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody watched the live stream last night, you kind of already know my thoughts on where the series is going, but my hope has decreased quite a lot. And it's because of 15 years of Edmonton letdowns. Probably. But at this point, they can only impress me. Like if they go into LA and just slack them, then the hope is back. Game 7, baby. Anything can happen. But right now the hope is so incredibly low that I'm not even going to bother watching Game 6. I if they would have won, I probably would have done another watch long on Thursday, but it's not worth my time to watch that game now. And if it's good, I'm going to watch the highlights. So
there you go.
that's that's how I feel. I know Calgary fans were kind of in the same boat after Game 3, was it? That you guys were like, oh my fuck, this team.
Yeah, Dallas went up 2-1 in this series. And even I was like, okay, let's try to calm down a little bit here. It's only 2-1. Yes, they are halfway, but we still have a win here. Like, it's game 3. Let's calm down here a second. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But now if Dallas takes this game here tonight, then yes, start to panic a little bit because it's 3-2 at that point. The Flames would have to win 2 straight. So
yeah. Let's move on to the East now, unless you had anything else that you wanted to say about.
Yeah, I got nothing else here.
Okay. So the Panthers actually came back in their game against the Capitals tonight because they were down 3-0 at one point. Holy shit. They scored 5 unanswered to what would that be? Is that to take the series lead 3-2 now?
Yes,
like correct. I said, I haven't really followed this series much at all, but I mean, over the last couple games, it looks like we're getting the Panthers that everyone expected. So, have you been following this series like at all?
Not really. Just kind of from a distance, pretty much. So, really, the only way I've been kind of following it is like on bets, and I said if I don't hit the one that I have tonight, I'm not betting for the rest of the playoffs. I've definitely had a lot of losses than wins lately. So, if you're curious to the one that I'm rolling tonight, I got a three game parlay. The Florida money line, which I got that. Jake Gensel with over 0.5 points. Got that one. All I need right now is an anytime goal scorer from Johnny Gaudreau. And I can turn $2 into $10.40. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean, like it sounds like safe bets, but obviously that's why you made them because it's like, oh, this is going to happen, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, hopefully that hits. Well, I mean, hopefully
I need money, man. I need money.
I wanted to hit for you, but like I don't want to hit because I don't want Gaudreau to score. So Toronto Tampa Bay. Apparently, Game 5 was like the game of the postseason so far. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I was kind of hearing the same thing too. It's just crazy and whatnot. Man, like Toronto has the 3-2 lead now. Do not fuck this up. Like I am actually actively rooting for the Toronto Maple Leafs, not because I don't like the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's that I know the monetary value in the Toronto Maple Leafs succeeding for the NHL. Do you want a bigger jump potentially in your salary cap? Do you want more money going into the NHL, like actually doing something worthwhile? You want the Toronto Maple Leafs to succeed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that the Lightning take this Game 6 here because their track record in elimination games is just insane. It's like I know that at some point they have to lose, right? Maybe I don't know, but like it's the same thing as like when people were like picking them to win the cup like back in 2018, 2019, and then in like for every year after, people are like, I'm picking the Tampa Bay Lightning until they win because they gotta win sometime, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the boat I'm in. It's like Vasilevsky's like what 16-0 in elimination games or something
stupid. Yeah. Or it's like, or I think it's that not an maybe it's elimination game.
Oh no, it's the other way around.
I think it's like he's undefeated after a loss.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of, but he's got a streak for elimination games as well.
Jesus. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. If this game goes to a Game 7, I will make time out of my day to watch this game specifically with the Steve Dangle stream that they're doing on the Sportsnet YouTube channel, because this year they introduced also a heart rate monitor for Dangle. And I want to see for a game 7 how high that thing goes up.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think that would be extremely entertaining. I know some people aren't a fan of Steve Dangler. That I love the guy. I love the content that they do over at SDPN and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I hope honestly for Toronto fans' sake, and I do have friends that are Toronto fans and whatnot. I hope they can close this in 6. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
just for all of their mental health.
Yeah, right. Because game 7 in Toronto has so much like trauma associated with
pretty
it.
much. Just game 7 involving Toronto over
Yeah,
the last
right.
10 years. That's so much trauma.
Yeah, man. If I was a therapist in like in Toronto, or like a counselor in Toronto, my rates would double if there was a
during
game
playoffs.
7 during playoffs.
Just during
just
playoffs.
during playoffs.
I mean,
Yeah,
once it hits game 7, triple it.
yeah. I know
Triple
that.
what you doubled already.
Yeah, yeah. I know that. Like, well, obviously I'm joking because I'm not a therapist, and
we said that last time. We are not
reason,
registered therapists.
Yeah,
Do not actually take our advice. Well,
yeah,
most of our advice, seriously.
yeah. But like, I also don't, and typically enjoy the fact that people profit off of other people's mental health issues. Like, I get that you have to pay some money, but like, I think it's shitty when.
It does suck.
It's like, oh, you have very severe problems. Well, $200 and I'll help you. Oh, you can't afford that
Per session. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, like,
yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm joking. This is what I'm trying to say. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
Carolina, Boston.
Carolina's got to close this out.
Yeah, I mean, they got back Ranta, and all of a sudden they win 5-1. So
yeah,
Carolina in 6.
I think it happens on Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, me too.
So, and then Pittsburgh, New York. Man, New York's really got to figure their shit out.
Yeah, they closed the gap, as you said earlier.
Yep.
But I think after those 2 tough losses, the 7-4 and the 7-2, they really just kind of looked inside of themselves and were like, we got to help Shesterkin out a little bit more.
They desperately need to.
He got them there. They have to
help them.
They have to take them to that next step, like the rest of the players. Shesterkin's been, from what I've seen, and granted it's not been a lot, he's played the same way he has in the regular season. The 7 goals against are not his fault. He's doing everything that he can, everything that he did before, and it's just he's not getting the help from the team, and now it's really showing because they're playing a strong Pittsburgh team.
Yeah, because what was it? Was it No, not yesterday. 2 days ago was the 7-2 win for Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I watched that second period where all those goals, like a bunch of those goals happened, and I was just like, none of those are really Shesterkin's fault.
No,
from what I
exactly
could gather. So
yeah, 100%. So yeah. Okay, well, that's kind of where we sit in the playoffs. Pretty relatively quick discussion compared to what we've done in the past. So let's take another very short break, and then on the other side, what do we have?
You got something for what's quacking.
I do, yeah. Are we doing a Gulls update or
Gulls update? The Gulls got knocked out in 2 of best of 3 to the Ontario Reign.
There you go. There's your Gulls update.
It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they were the 7th seed facing the 3rd
or 6th seed, 6th facing 2nd,
right?
Because the Stockton Heat, the Flames affiliate, got a bye to the next round.
Okay, so that's
that's your Gulls update. That's the last one for the season. Sorry, everybody.
Unfortunate. No hockey to talk about, but we do have the World Championship, which we'll maybe get to next time. I know there was a roster release, but we're already running long. So, let's take a quick break here, and then on the other side, we got something for what's quacking.
Woo! What is up, Devils fans? It's your boy Neil Villapiano. Make sure you check out the Devils State of Mind podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network. From Taylor Ham or Pork Roll to how much we hate the Rangers, we got you covered. New episodes every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts or on the Hockey Podcast Network website. And always remember to rock on. Woo!
Neil's been doing. I talked too early. My bad. Neil's been doing a lot of watch-alongs over on the THPN YouTube channel as well. As Carter's also been doing Oilers and Kings, a couple of them this year. Man, I want Edmonton and Calgary to advance to the second round because I want the two of us to take all 7 games.
Yeah.
I want it so badly. I don't even care that we're the Ducks podcast and that there's 2 Flame shows. I think there's 2 Oilers ones, if I'm not mistaken. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, boys at like In the Dome and Barnburner and the other Connor show. And there's one other one for the
I think that's the only Oilers one.
Oh, is it the only Oilers one? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to all of you though, but we're taking that.
Yeah.
we're 100% taking that. So but yeah, definitely go check out the THPN YouTube channel as well. A bunch of, and it's not just one a night. I think they have doubled up. On
There's
some
been
of
2
these
pretty
as
much
well.
every night. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely go check it out. Neil's been doing a bunch of them and he does great. He does a great job every time. So
yeah. Every time I go on, people are like, "Where's Neil?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
and then you're on for a little bit and they go, "Where's Nate?"
Yeah. Right.
it's just university all over again, right? Where we like started to do our own things and like people like you'd go somewhere, oh, where's Nate? I go somewhere, oh, where's Carter? And it's like we are like, a couple, you guys.
We have lives outside of each other, right?
we're just a pair, you know.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot to tell you this, but on the first live stream I did for the playoffs, Lauren hopped on and she said, "Hi, Nate," and I was like, "I'm actually Carter," because the name bar was covered by because I was full screen. It was covered by the overlay that we had.
Oh yeah.
So she didn't have that, and so I was like, "Oh, like I'm Carter," but like no worries. It happens literally all the time, and I was like, somebody. I think this is how the story went, but somebody thought that my name was Nate Carter because we were always together. I can't remember if it was they thought my name was Nate Carter or if they thought your name was, but either way, they thought one of us was Nate Carter.
It was one of us. It was we were still playing shows and someone was trying to figure out a band to open when they came through town and they saw Nate Carter, but it's supposed to be like Nate and Carter.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Yeah, that was the boys in Bellevue. That's what.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it was during. Well, when was that? 2018, I think. But maybe. You happened to be on that tour anyway with a different band, so it kind of worked out for you anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, they thought it was Nate Carter.
It was Nate Carter, and so we were talking to them after. Like I was there more just like as a supporter and whatnot. Happened to be talking to the one person in Bellevue because we went to school together, and it was like, oh yeah, that's what we were trying to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I love that.
I thought that was funny. I don't remember how we got onto this topic, but anyways, we're going to move on from that topic now to what we actually had for What's Quacking. So we've talked about doors versus wheels before.
Okay, I thought this is the direction we were going with this.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't have an answer. We didn't have an answer, but the internet's forgot about it. We don't give a shit anymore. We've moved on to the next great thing. It's just like the dress all over again. Like everybody cared about it for 3 days, and then they forgot about it, and then people are like, "Oh, well, let's try."
I'm looking at this, and there's already only one correct answer here.
You would think, but hold on, because Ali brought this up on the live stream, so I've got some good points already.
Check.
But instead of wheels versus doors, it's what is there more of in the world, legs or eyes?
Okay, what's your answer first?
I don't have an answer, actually. I'm torn.
It's legs.
Why do you say legs?
Dude, how many like bugs are there with multiple? There's literally a centipede.
Yeah.
Which compared to a human has a 50-to-1 ratio of legs.
Yeah.
And millipedes have even more, I'm pretty sure, than 100 legs. So yeah, it's like just with like millipedes and centipedes alone, legs have such a leg up on the competition. So it's got to be legs.
Okay, so counter argument: fish, 2 eyes or more, no legs.
It's fish, though.
Yep, but there's a lot of fucking fish, dude.
Okay, but you also need
Think about how
50
big the
fish
ocean
for-
is.
You need 50 fish for one centipede.
Dude, I could guarantee you that there's probably 50 fish to every centipede in the world. How many fish in the world?
But then you also have so many animals that walk on 4 legs, but have 2 centipedes, but have like one pair of eyes, like 2 eyes.
Yeah, but also if
So
you
it's
think,
already outnumbered 2 to 1.
yeah, but if you think about that, like there's animals that might only have 3 legs because they lost one, or humans that only have 1 leg, because we're not counting prosthetics here.
Yeah.
I know ableism and all that stuff, but we're talking like
We're not trying to be mean
What-
to people who've lost a limb.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
God.
But like it's just yeah. So I don't know. Okay, so the best estimates by scientists place the number of fish in the ocean at what is this? That is thousands, millions, billions, 3.5 trillion fish. 3.5 trillion. That's an insane amount. And then centipedes. Centipedes. How many centipedes are in the world? Worldwide, an estimated 80,000 species of centipedes. Okay, but I want how many?
Oh, that's terrifying, actually.
Yeah. The 10 biggest centipedes in the world. I'm not clicking on that. I don't even want
No,
to click on the
please don't.
Wikipedia article because it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
please
big
don't.
picture.
I can't even see it. I just don't even want to hear it.
Oh, actually, it's pretty small. Yeah. Still gross, but actually, centipedes don't have 100 legs. It is the millipedes though that have a lot. So
Oh,
I want
okay.
the number of centipedes in the world.
Well, how many
Approximately.
legs how many legs does a centipede have then?
I don't know, but
I assumed it was like 100, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, they might have a bunch underneath their body, but looking at the picture, it's like I could count the number of legs. So that I don't know. I'd say like 20.
Still, though, it's a massive like ratio to eyes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think it's legs. I think it's legs.
Do they only have 2 eyes? Centipedes?
I'd assume, if any. Never actually. seen
Many
a
species of centipedes lack eyes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But some possess a variable number of ocelli, which are sometimes clustered together to form true compound eyes. Do we count those as one eye, like a compound eye?
I'm talking legit eyes.
So a compound eye, if it's made up of like 20 eyes, that would be 20.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning more towards the eyes because like mostly just because like there's tons of things in the ocean that just have like a buttload of eyes and no legs because they have no use for them. Also snakes. Snakes don't have legs. There's a lot of snakes out there.
You could argue their whole body's one leg.
No.
It just like shuffles.
If I cut off your legs and you have to get around by a snake, you don't still have one leg. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have an answer, but I'm leaning more towards eyes.
I'm
because
still
of
leaning towards
fish.
legs. So
Dude, there's 3.5 trillion fish in what we know of the ocean. And we don't even know anything about the ocean.
and I've eaten probably a solid 1,000 of them in my lifetime.
Yeah, but they have like 1,000 babies a year or whatever. Like you saw Nemo, there was like look at how many eggs they were. They're just like
How
spewing them
many
out.
of those got eaten? All of them, except for one. And now he's got a gimp fin and he touches butts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Well, that's yeah. That's another question we'll never have an answer to, but
No.
we tried.
yeah,
We tried.
we
our
tried.
best. So, yeah. I guess we're done. That's it.
I'm just laughing at the fact that I just like went off of like there's only one left and he's got a gimp fin touching butts.
Yeah. This is a
I
very
did
like ableist podcast.
a little bit, but like I straight up that was the Peter Griffin thing of everything just came out no filter whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
I kind of had to realize what I said there for a second. I mean, none of it was false by any means, but
Yeah. It's kind of like like the poor descriptions of movies that, like whatever it's called and you have to try and guess the movie. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that. Like
bad
the-
description, poor description. Yeah.
Yeah, if you hadn't started out by saying like in Finding Nemo, I would have been like, "What the hell are
What are
you
you talking about?
So,
Oh man.
well, I think that wraps up this episode of the Quack Report.
I
Nate,
think it does too.
where can all of the Leafs fans that listen to this podcast rip you a new one for saying Michael Bunting does not deserve the Calder?
Hey, you can at least try to be nice because I'm rooting for you guys in the playoffs here. Okay, come on. You can send the midway point hate mail to me, I guess, on Twitter at Tatenomas, TATENHOMAS.
And you can at me for being ableist, and even though I'm not, like, just I know that I just came across that way, but
We're not talking about prosthetics.
yeah. But I know that there's probably somebody offended out there. So if you want to at me, you can. I'll allow it at Carter.
If you want an apology from Carter.
Yeah, there we go. If you want an apology, that's at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97 on Twitter. You can follow the show at Quack Report Pod, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. YouTube, just search The Quack Report to find us, and at HockeyPodNet is where you can find the network. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you Monday for a new episode.